Two things that I have learned in the short time that I've been working with pallet wood. All pallets are junk. Number two, not all junk is junk. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Rogue Pallets. Today, I'm going to do a 10-minute montage, if you will, or time lapse of me pulling out these nails. So I'm just going to be hammering them, driving them out. Yep, 10 minutes. Ha! Gotcha. No way I would put you guys through that. No. In all seriousness, leave me a comment if you would actually like to see 10 minutes of time lapse, because I have piles and piles and piles of wood that needs to be denailed. So today we're going to talk about some of the wood that I upcycle and how I make that decision, how I choose what I'm going to save and what I'm not going to save. Also going to briefly touch on identification of wood, because I'm not an expert and I don't know. I'll just show you some pieces that I've planed and worked with over here. But mostly I just want to explain what my thought process and how I choose what I'm going to save and upcycle and what I'm not going to. So let's start by talking about some of the identification. This is a verified white oak piece from a flooring guy that I know. And so this is 100% certified white oak. This, I would not be able to tell what this is until I ran it through the planer, and then I found out that it has the same characteristics that this has, therefore it's white oak. A sander also would work too. If you don't have a planer, you can sand the face off and see what it is. This is a softwood. I believe this to be cedar. This is what it looked like on the pallet. This is after the planer. We've got pine. That's after going through the planer. And I believe this is maple. This is where I get guessy. I have no idea. This is what it looked like on the surface of the pallet. And this is what it looks like after I've run it through the planer. All the holes and the insect stuff is very characteristic of maple, so that's what makes me think it is. Plus the color, the end grains, I'm pretty sure that's maple. In my experience, I'll give 5 hardwoods that I've seen on pallets, starting with oak, maple, poplar, bass, and probably ash would be the next most likely, and then hickory after that. And then the rest are like, I doubt you'd even find them on pallets. And then 5 softwoods are probably going to be number 1, pine, and that is it's got to be more than 50% of all wood found on pallets. And then you've got spruce, Douglas fir, cedar, and hemlock. So those are your typical woods that you're going to find on pallets. Now let's talk about what I save and how I come to that decision. Let's start with this sucker right here. This is generally what you're going to pull off of a pallet, and exactly how you'll pull it off a pallet, with a piece broken out of this corner. Rarely do you have luck pulling boards off a pallet to get them in perfect condition when they come off, even if you use that special puller tool to get them off. I will take this board even with the nails embedded in it. I would have to punch them out with a punch, but this is still worth saving. This is worth saving. Ow! This is worth saving. This is not worth saving. I'm trying, let me try to get it level here. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's cupped. It's cupped up here. It's cupped, bowed, I should say. I'm sorry, bowed. Let me get my terminology right. It's bowed here, bowed up, bowed down, bowed up again here. It's a small piece. This is a hardwood. I'm not sure what it is, but it's a hardwood. And I would like to save it and upcycle, because that's how my mind works. I want to upcycle as much as I possibly can. But this really is junk. So what this is probably going to be good for is something like this. You guys have seen this in my earlier video with the coasters. And so something like this, even something like this, can be stripped down and cut up to be used in a tabletop like this. This has a lot more uses. You can use this in, for legs or framework, whatever. So obviously, I'd save something like this. The decision gets a little bit harder with stuff like this. It's broken off at the top, and you have to decide whether to keep it or not keep it. But because of stuff like this, I do save more than I would. When we talk about runners from the pallet, hardwoods tend to stand out a little bit more with the runners because they're really heavy. You can usually tell whether a pallet is made with hardwood or not by its weight. When you pick that sucker up and you can barely lift it because it's so heavy, that's a good indication that it's got some hardwood in it. I love hardwood runners. They're awesome. They usually have a lot of character in them. Typically speaking, I'll take most of these runners and run it through the table saw and just take all of this off. Just run a clean line right down here. And then I use this part in my builds. But that's not entirely true, because like in my last video with that table, I used I ran those support pieces and I used the cutout piece, which looked very unique and very symbolic of pallets and pallet wood. So I like to do that too. I try my hardest to save all that I can. In our next video, I'll do a 10-minute montage of pulling nails. Just kidding. I hope I was helpful, guys. I hope you understand a little bit more about what Rogue Pallets is aiming to do. Yeah, I guess that's about all you can get from this video. I wasn't very helpful. I'm sorry. We'll see you guys next time.